We're going to start in a seated position, however that looks to you. This can be on the floor, on a chair, a cushion underneath the sit bones, cushions underneath the knees, underneath the ankles, and just lengthen up through the spine, shoulders back. Hands can be resting, palms down, palms up, just whatever makes you feel comfortable. Eyes can be open or closed, and I just want you to just notice the breath without judgment. Just notice how the air can be cool on the inhale and a little warmer on the exhale. And just give yourself permission to pause here, which can be difficult if you're dealing with an active mind. And just enjoy the stillness. When you're ready, we're just going to bring the arms up. Creating a nice stretch in the spine, bring the hands together. Now you can look up to the palms here. And we're just going to twist to the left. And on an inhale, bring the hands back up. And on an exhale, take the hands to the opposite side. And we'll do that one more time. Remembering there's no rush here. Winter time is a time for slowing down, for grounding. We'll come back to centre. We'll just rest the hands back on the knees. Now we'll just rest the right hand or left hand, and we'll just take a nice side stretch. Now try and keep that opposite sit bone on the floor. Lengthen up through the spine, shoulders tucked away. And just take a couple of breaths here, feeling the side opening up. And then we'll just take it to the opposite side. And then we'll just come back to centre. And from here, we're just going to put the right hand over the left, and we'll give ourselves a nice cuddle. Just a nice couple of breaths here. And we'll open up the arms and take the left hand over the right and give ourselves another cuddle. And just bring the hands back to the knees. Now we're going to enjoy a lovely twist here. Twists are great for the kidneys and for the liver. Nice detox for the organs. So we're just going to take the right hand over to the left knee. We're going to lengthen up through the spine. And we'll just put the left hand behind the sit bone. Now please don't feel as if you have to stretch right round. Move with the spine. You're moving from the hips here. And just look over the shoulder. Breathing in and out through the nose, or in through the nose, out through the mouth, however is comfortable to you. And then slowly come back to center, and we'll just take it over to the opposite side. Again, lengthen up through the spine. And slowly come back to center. And just give the shoulders some rocks and rolls. And shake that off. Now we're going to come on to our tabletop position here. So it could be nice just to move the wrists. Again, if you have any problems with the wrist, you can come down onto the elbows here. And just spread the fingers nice and wide. Knees underneath the hips. And we're just going to take the left leg out, or right, whatever suits you. And we're just going to rock back and forth, just opening the back of the leg, the hamstring. Just rock back and forth. It could be nice. Here for the toes as well. Try not to lean over on the right. Try and keep the hips centered here. Engage the navel to spine. That also helps take the weight off the wrists. And we'll just take it over to the opposite side. Again, keeping that navel to spine engaged, staying centered. And we'll just bring the knees back under the hips. Now from here, we're just going to take the left leg out. And we'll just stretch, have a look over the shoulder, just opening that side body. Just a few breaths here. Remember, we're in no rush. And just bring the knee back under the hip, and we'll take it over to the opposite side. Feeling that nice opening. And we slowly come back to center. Now we'll just tuck the toes under. We're just going to take the weight off the wrist at the moment and come into a seated position and just stretch out the toes and rest heavy on the heels. And it can be nice here just to focus in on the breath again. So you may want to take 2 breaths in through the nose, and then 3 breaths out through the nose. You're just extending that breath a little more. You may feel a stretch in the toes here, and you can just rock back and forth. Enjoying the pause. Now from here, we're just going to come on to our backs. And just take your time. And just slowly roll onto your back. We're tucking the shoulder blades away from the ears. Now palms facing down again. I like to open the fingers here. And we're going to come into our bridge pose. And again, you just want to try and keep the spine in neutral. You can just tuck the chin in a little and just ground through the feet here. Now, the closer the feet are to the sit bones, the larger the bend in the back. That makes sense. So just be aware of how you're feeling this morning. Again, bridge pose is great for easing anxiety. So if you're feeling anxious, just be easy on yourself. So on our in-breath, we're just going to push the hips up. And then we'll slowly lower back down. So you want to ground into the hands here, into the heels. Don't overarch the spine. And then we'll just rise back up. Feeling the nice opening in the front body. Just try not to hold the breath here. Just keep breathing. We'll just tuck the tailbone in, push up through the heels, through the hands, keeping the chin in neutral. And just move with your breath. Remember, there's no rush here. We're being aware of how we're feeling. We want to get that good energy flowing. We'll just do one more. Can make this one a little higher, opening up that front body. And then we'll just lower back down. And from here, we'll just pause again. So we're just taking our feet out wide and we're letting the knees rest in together. It can be nice here to rest the hands on the heart and on the abdomen. But please don't feel as if you need to do that. Just rest the hands by the side. And just pause. And if your mind's wandering, asking why you're lying on the floor, just bring the mind back to the cool air coming in through the nose and the warmer air leaving. Now from here, we're just going to bring the feet back in. Now knees can come together here. And we're just going to let the knees fall over. We're going to keep the hips stacked. Now, if the knees don't come to the floor, that's okay. Just get more props. So just get more pillows, yoga blocks. We're just creating a nice stretch in the spine here. Now, you can create cactus arms here. Now, if the knees have went over to the left, we want to try and keep the right shoulder on the floor again. Depending on what time of day it is, how you're feeling, where you're at in your practice, it can be nice just to get props for the shoulder as well. And we're going to look over to the opposite shoulder. So my knees are over to the left. I'm looking over to the right. I'm trying to rest my right shoulder down. And you'll feel that lovely stretch. Now here, try and release all the tension, because you may be holding tension in the knees and the hips. in the jaw. Just try and release that, become aware. Just a nice few big deep breaths here. With every breath, just try and relax into the twist. And then just come back to center and just let the knees go over to the opposite side. Try and let the opposite shoulder rest on the mat. Just try and relax, feeling that lovely stretch. And then we'll just come back to center. We're just going to come to a seated position with our legs out in front. Now, again, if it's morning time, the hamstrings will be tight, so it can be nice to get support for underneath the knees. It's nice to keep a bend in the knees. Now, our drishti, our focal point is to the toes, so we're going to rise up on an in-breath. And we're forward folding from the hips. Now, don't worry about touching the toes here. The hands can come anywhere. Just be aware to keep the spine straight here. Keep your focal point to your toes, elbows in, shoulders, blades away, down the back, shoulders away from the ears. And just breathe here. With every breath, you can think about just easing forward. However, please don't cause yourself any strain here. And then just slowly walk the hands back to beside the sit bones. And we're just going to come back onto our backs. We're just going to bring the right knee in, just for a nice open stretch here. Just breathe. And just bring the left knee in. And just enjoy the stretch, the opening in the hips. And we'll just rest on our mats, checking in with the sit bones, opening the legs to wherever they fall, the arms to wherever they fall. We're just getting heavy on our mats, on our rug, on our bed even. And just let the full body be heavy here. Just with every breath, just try and release any tension that you may be holding. Now, is this in the feet or in the knees, in the hips? At the back of the hands be heavy, the shoulders be heavy. The chin's just tucked slightly under. Be aware of any tension that you may be holding in your jaw. Is the tongue resting in your mouth? Let the eyelids rest. Forehead relax. And again, we're just going to bring our mind that may be wandering again to our breath. Just noticing the rise and fall of the abdomen. Again, here it can be nice to a nice full breath in. So as you breathe in, the abdomen rises, the ribs expand, the chest opens, and you can hold the breath for 2 and then sigh it out for 3. And with that sigh, you can be letting go of what's not serving you. Something's agitating. You just let it go in the sigh. Just as the body's heavy, just thanking your body for letting you do this little grounding practice. And from here, we can just turn over to whatever side's easy for you. And just take a breath here. And then just slowly push yourself back up with both hands. Now take your time here. And come back to that seated position. And just notice how you feel. And we'll just bring our hands to our heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this grounded winter yoga flow.